Are there any volcanoes on this island or not?
No, they're all dormant, or inactive as they call now. So the only one that's going is Kilauea. I do a tour just like the one we're doing, except it's not very green. You don't really see a whole lot of ocean. And you don't see any waterfalls. You see what looks like the planet Mars, and if you're lucky, you see red hot flowing lava. And that is the most popular tour that Blue Hawaiian has. The best tour that we have, in my opinion, is Kauai, because Kauai is hands down the prettiest island on the Hawaiian island chain. But Oahu is the most diverse, so this is the funnest island for sure. Yeah, I did 500 laps around Kauai, flying A-stars. Fun times.
What are those 3 globes over there?
You remember during World War II when they intercepted the Japanese fighters coming in and they mistook them as B-17s because they were coming from the northeast, which is that way, so California is like 3,000 miles that way? That's the radar facility.
So we see Pearl Harbor on the way?
Yeah, we'll do Pearl Harbor at the very end of the tour. Pearl Harbor's not as pretty as any of this, not even close, but it's more historic for sure.
I noticed the waves back in the Atlantic where we're from, they break closer to shore. Is it the reason why the waves break so far out here?
Yeah, because you guys off the North Carolina coast don't have a reef. So here we have 2 outer reefs. And when the swells come down from the Bering Sea and hits the outer reef, it has to be a large swell. It will have waves breaking out here. The inner reef is just closer to the shoreline, so that's why we've got bigger waves here. Also, our storms that come down from the Bering Sea are typically bigger than that comes out of like a nor'easter. Okay, this is Pipeline Beach down here, so this is where all the surfers get tubed.
Yeah, we stayed right down the street from there on an Airbnb, Helena or something like that.
Oh yeah, right on. So you can visit Sharks Cove, you can snorkel there, it's free, unlike Hanauma Bay. Hanauma Bay is about 10 times bigger, but they charge because it's a state park.
What's the better scene? What do you see more stuff in? This one here, I never heard of Sharks Cove before.
You see the same. Yeah. I like that one better because it's not as hyped up as a tourist place. This, you just pull off the side of the road. But this doesn't have beach. Hanauma Bay has a nice beach. So here you're like tippy-toeing over rocks and stuff, and really no place to lay down.
What causes the big waves on Banzai Pipeline?
And that was it. Pipeline is Banzai Pipeline. It's the same thing. It's the same swell coming from the northwest with the reef really close by. That's why the surfers, when they get hurt here, they sometimes get cut up, whereas on the East Coast, they just hit sand. So you see how rugged the beach line is right in there? Imagine that 20 feet below, with a 20-foot wave smashing you into the stuff like that. It cuts.
You guys have a lot of shark problems here it's just off the coast or not?
Hardly any. We had one shark attack 5 years ago off Lanikai. And I think there was a few off of Maui a couple of years ago. Can't remember. But definitely not as bad as the shark problem in Australia or Brazil. Not even close. And we do have a lot of sharks, but they eat fish.
You don't have as many tiger sharks or the more aggressive kind?
Oh yeah, we got them all. Great whites, tigers, makos. You name it, we got it. We just keep them well fed. You want to swim with the sharks, there's a shark tour company right down the street there in Haleiwa. I think it's called North Shore Shark Tours. And they'll go out and they chum the waters, get all these sharks, and then they put you in a cage and you get to swim with them. Some people don't swim in the cage.
When you were talking about the swells and when the waves break, if you see waves breaking in the middle of the ocean, is that because it's more shallow there?
No. When the waves break in the middle of the ocean, typically it's a storm and a lot of wind. So those are wind swells.
I see. When we were flying over here, we saw some from the plane where it was breaking.
I missed that. Say again?
When we were flying over to Hawaii from the mainland, we saw some swells breaking.
Yeah, so what you're seeing down there is wind chop.
I see.
Yeah, so when I flew rescue in the Coast Guard, if an aircraft was ditching, we would figure out which way the wind was blowing and which way the swells were going and indicate a best way for them to ditch, and then we'd hoist the people out of the water.
How many hours do you have?
In a helicopter?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe 9,000. Yeah, I had 6,000 coming out of the Coast Guard. I think I got a couple thousand flying EMS in Utah. And I flew 4 years over on Kauai, logged a bunch of hours. I quit counting, doesn't matter anymore. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not trying to self-actualize in the helicopter industry. I did that 4 years ago. Now I'm just trying to go surfing.
Now, have you surfed bonsai?
Yeah, back when I was a kid, but now I'm more into the foil boarding with a kite. I can surf swells with that, it's easier. And I got arthritis in my back and bursitis in my shoulder, so surfing just beats you up, whereas kite surfing, you let the wind do everything. And it's more fun because you're up on a foil, so you don't feel the slapping of the water. And not too many people do it, so when I go out, I go 10 times as far, twice as fast as the kite surfers, and have a bigger smile on my face at the end of the session. And then sleep really good after you eat a nice pineapple upside down cake with a large glass of milk. This is the Dole Pineapple Factory. That's why I said that. That maze down there is an informative maze where you walk through and read about all the pineapples.
So this is all pineapples below us?
Yeah.
Mr. Utley.